Hey guys, hope everyone is doing well and enjoying our episodes. Here's a little bit of like a weekend bonus clip. We realized we had a couple of questions that we might not be able to fill episodes with, but were worth exploring anyway.
Yeah.
So here's a, what are we calling this? A quick question, a minisode, a
Bonus episode, bonus
bonus
clip.
episode, bonus clip. We were clearly going through a lot of names, so we'll all know once this is posted. But in the meantime, today we're trying to figure out what even is Silicon Valley. Is it a place on the map? Is it really a valley? I'm sorry, I'm trying to come up with like funny versions.
A punny
Is it
description.
actually like a silicon mine and then people just happen to use that silicon for like chips and computers and then that's how the tech industry was born?
Well,
Who
kind of. That's where the name
knows?
came from.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
silicon.
perfect.
Silicon is like it's a material that you use to make
Yeah.
chips. So that's
No, but it's not like in California because there's an abundance of silicon
Oh,
there, right? Is
like
that-
you
or
mean
is
like
that-
they
is that the
mine?
case?
No, they
No,
don't
no.
mine it. They make it.
I know that's
Okay,
hence
yeah.
the joke. I know that
I know what
silicon
you
is
mean.
used in computers.
Yeah. So Silicon Valley is I guess like generally it's a region, an area of Northern California. It's sort of it is in the Bay Area. It's below San Francisco. It covers like a wide array of cities actually. Let me see. There's not like it's not official like neighborhood or anything. It's just a general like name. So Palo Alto, Mountain View, Cupertino, Santa Clara, San Jose, that whole area at the bottom of the San Francisco Bay. That is considered Silicon Valley. And San Francisco doesn't really like fit into that. It's like a whole other thing.
Okay.
Officially, it's a region. So
Interesting.
yeah, so the area like it covers all of the big major tech companies, which is sort of where they got their start. So Google, which is Mountain View, that's where they're based. Cupertino, where Apple is set
Oh,
up
yeah.
shop. That's where they
Oh,
are.
that's why Cupertino is always on the world clock. That makes sense.
Yes. And then Palo Alto is where Stanford is, Stanford
Yes,
University.
and where the Big Bang Theory is set. Perfect.
The
Everything
Big
is
Bang
coming
Theory. No, the Big Bang Theory is set
Yeah.
in Pasadena.
Oh, you're right.
That's
You're right,
southern.
You're right.
Yeah.
So what am I thinking? Whatever.
Silicon Valley, the TV show, is set in
There is a TV show.
Silicon Valley. Oh my God. Okay, if anyone has not seen the TV show, you should go watch it. It's actually a pretty accurate portrayal of the area or like the culture. Yeah. So Silicon Valley, generally it's just like an industry maker in terms of tech. That's where all the big companies came and were formed. Oops. So that's where a lot of startups tend to try to start as well, just to like, piggyback off of the tech
Energy.
boom, the tech energy. Also, there's just like a lot of tech resources down there, so I'm assuming that's another reason
That
why.
makes sense.
Yeah. It is kind of a valley. Like there's mountains
Oh, is it?
to the west and then mountains to the
Alright.
east as well, so it's like a
I
very
guess, yeah, it would be
mild
somewhat of a
valley.
dip. Interesting. That's
somewhat.
funny.
And yeah, the name stuck. I don't know who came up with the name. I think
Well,
it
I was
like-
just, I think there's an, oh, I lost
I
it.
was looking it
Oh,
up
here it
earlier.
is. Because, okay, when you look up what is Silicon Valley, there are apparently a lot of people asking the same question. Is it really a valley? Like, what is
Yeah.
going on?
It's kind of a
But,
valley.
Apparently, someone called Frederick Terman, who used to be the dean of Stanford Engineering during the 40s and the 50s, grew up in the area between San Jose, California, and San Francisco. Oh, no. Well, no, he's credited with, like, first of all, starting the tradition of Stanford faculty, starting their own companies. But I think he's considered, like, he's credited with either coming up with the name or just, like, encouraging
Or like the whole
Silicon Valley,
village
as
of
like a thing.
things,
I
yeah.
guess if he's the person supposed to be the person
Okay.
behind the whole
Cool.
Stanford startup tradition, that would make sense. I
Yeah.
don't know if this article is saying that
Yeah. Well,
he came up with the name, but
regardless of that, yeah, a lot of Tech companies are founded there, big ones, social media ones, like everything tech related typically has some form of office in Silicon Valley or San Francisco. Yeah, so there's like a lot of things that are really built into the city, obviously because of like the tech thing. But yeah, that's what Silicon Valley is.
That's cool. I'm
Yeah.
assuming like the whole business incubator culture also probably is like
Yeah.
really big there.
Well, that's what the TV show Silicon Valley is about. It's like
I
an
just looked it up.
incubator.
It's on HBO.
It's such a good show. I never finished it because our family like they canceled the HBO thing for some reason. But
Oh
I know it
no.
was really sad. But yeah, that's what it's about, and it's about this guy trying to become like a successful CEO. Yeah, but there's like other problems with like Silicon Valley. Like it's obviously it's a tech run world, so it's a little sexist, it's a little like anti-activist, a little like that kind of thing, which kind of goes along with a little bit of the tech world.
Probably more than a little.
Yeah, I'm trying to be nice.
Fair enough. No, I'm
Yeah.
just looking at the same article I was reading earlier. We've also reached the point where Silicon Valley is a self-parody with all the downsides of its own success: race, age, and gender
Yep.
discrimination, drug and alcohol abuse, and mental health, like epidemic. Is that the word?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Uber and
Interesting.
Lyft are also based in San Francisco,
Not
or
surprising.
like Silicon Valley. So yeah, it's
Wow.
like I think the city of San Francisco is a really great place for a lot of companies to test out products. So that's why sometimes you see San Francisco mixed in with like the idea of Silicon Valley, but traditionally Silicon Valley proper is just like the southern side of the
Gotcha.
bay. Yeah.
Yeah, I just did it. If you put Silicon Valley in Google Maps, it like takes you to this aerial view that there's a helicopter, I think.
Audio problems every day.
But if you put Silicon Valley in Google Maps, you just get this like aerial that covers all the way from San Francisco to San Jose. Like
Yeah, yeah.
this is
That's
the
the Bay Area essentially.
footprint like on the map
Yeah.
when you look it up. Interesting. But it's not like it doesn't say bank, cuz I think if you look up Hollywood, Hollywood is actually
It's a
a
neighborhood
place.
in
Yeah.
LA. Yeah. Or I don't
So
know if neighborhood
there's
is the right word for it, but
But there's like a
specific area.
geographical spot that's supposed to be Hollywood.
That's I think it's cuz Silicon Valley isn't like an like official thing. Like it's kind of just
Right.
like a layman's term.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I mean like there's goods and bads of Silicon Valley. There's like a lot of obviously there's like tech boom and like it's great for the city in some ways, but there's also like the downsides are housing shortages, high
Just expensive. Everything here is
super
expensive.
super high living expenses.
Yeah.
And that comes with like the tech like influx, right? Because all of
Right.
these tech companies are paying so much. It really raises
Well, that's
the
happening here
thing
too, right? Like there are
in
neighborhoods
Pittsburgh. Yeah.
in Pittsburgh. Yeah, sorry, I always say here and forget to contextualize. But because there's like Uber and Google and what was the other one? Like Amazon was gonna try to like move in or is moving in or whatever. But like there's a sort of influx of tech
Yeah.
outlets, I guess, here, and so you
Some
can
cities
see that
are getting
reflected
there.
in
Yeah.
yeah, you can see that reflected in like housing prices in certain neighborhoods. So we have, the classic tragic story of East Liberty, which is like there are people
Gentrified
who's
to the max. Yeah.
but like think of what it used to look like when we were sophomores versus now. That is East Liberty is unrecognizable. And
It's
we've
true.
been here
And
for
compared to
no
like 10
time.
years ago, it's even
I
like
can't even
even more
imagine. Yeah,
unrecognizable.
like
Yeah.
you hear from people who have lived here longer that like it was a completely different place. So, yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
things.
A
But it's
couple of
interesting to know. Sorry,
Yeah.
like
No, you're
what
fine.
it means on the
I was
map.
just going to say like cuz we're on the topic of salary, a couple of facts. Silicon Valley has the highest average tech salary in the United States at an average of 144,000. And that's average. That's not median or that's not what's the other one? The
Mean,
mean. That's not the
but isn't
Wait.
average is mean?
Oh yeah, I was right then. It's not the median, so that's not like the most common number. It's the average. So it's likely people are probably getting paid closer to like 150 or 160. And then largely because of this, this area, like the Silicon Valley area, has the most millionaires and most billionaires in the United States per capita, which is wild.
That's not even like mildly surprising.
No, it's not. But that's why
Not
it's
in the
so
least.
difficult to like to live in San Francisco as like an average person,
Or anywhere
which
on the West Coast,
or
yeah.
anywhere on
In
the West Coast, but
California.
especially in the northern area, if you're there for something other than technology, it's like impossible. So I wish anyone luck.
I read it's like more expensive than NYC even, which I didn't know.
It depends on what you define as like more expensive. I think housing
But
is
like I'm
definitely
assuming, yeah,
harder
like
to
rent
find.
and general living
Rent is
costs.
definitely harder in general. And also there's not like a
So,
whole lot of apartments there, so it's mostly small houses that are like
really expensive, yeah.
really expensive. Yeah.
Sounds like the backdrop for a sitcom.
It
So
is Silicon
makes
Valley.
perfect sense. This is we're not being sponsored by
Yeah.
HBO or the creators of the show as much as it's gonna sound like that. But
I love the show. You really should watch it if you have HBO. It's such a great.
I'll try to.
It's
I'll try
so
to find it.
amusing. It's so funny. It's so relatable because I did work in San Francisco, so I kind of know a little bit. And I have family in the Silicon Valley area, so. Whew.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's our bit on Silicon Valley. I hope you learned a little bit from that. We didn't go into like the full background because there's a lot of stuff about like venture capitalism and like lawyers and stuff.
It's a quick question.
But we didn't.
A quick
yeah.
clip.
A quick clip.
So.
Okay.
Oh, that's
okay.
the
Call it
name.
quick clip.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, guys. We'll
Thanks
see
for
you guys
tuning in.
next time. Bye.